Hi guys, it's Pete Can here from Back to Front. I just wanted to share with you this week a blog or vlog about the difference between relief chefs and temp chefs. And there is a slight difference between the two, but some chefs will class themselves as a relief chef that maybe are a temp chef, and vice versa. Someone that's a temp chef may say that they're a relief chef. So I thought I would try and get rid of some of the fog over the subject, and just let's cover relief chefs. So relief chefs would predominantly be self-employed. They'll work for themselves, so therefore you would recruit them, you would employ them directly into your establishment, and you'd pay them directly, and then they would look after all their taxes. They'd make sure that they've got their own personal liability insurance and public liability as well, and like I say, they'd invoice you direct. So they would basically be in charge of looking after themselves. It's self-employed status, really. Now there's a bit of a grey area when it comes to self-employed chefs, so but I'm not going to say I'm an expert over that, so I'm not going to go too much into that, but what I do know that I am an expert in is when it comes to temp chefs, because we've been running the business for 9 years, and I'd like to think I know a little bit about temporary recruitment. So the difference between a relief chef or a temp chef is the main one probably is that they get paid directly from us as an agent. So we work as an agent. We have a bank of temporary chefs working for us, and we pay all their HMRC contributions. So we pay their holiday pay, we pay their national insurance, and we also pay all their pensions. But also they come underneath our liability umbrella as well. So it just means that if anything does happen, which touch wood it doesn't, it hasn't so far in 9 years, they would come under our liability, not your own. And we basically, as an agent, would then invoice you direct, and you would just pay us as one invoice, and then we'd look after the chef and make sure that they are all sorted, and obviously make our margin on top of that. And hopefully that will explain the difference between a temporary and relief chef. I would say probably one advantage of being a relief chef or using a relief chef agency. Now I shouldn't say this, but they are cheaper. Because obviously you're paying them direct, so you don't have the costs of everything that I've got here, like the camera, the office, the lovely Gary behind the camera, my team that are in the office that we have to pay for. So that chef doesn't have all of those overheads, so therefore you are paying them directly. The other benefit of relief is that you start building up a relationship with that chef. So you can pick up the phone and say, hey Steve, are you available to work this time? And they'll obviously come in and work. Now, the downside is, though, if Steve is ill and he doesn't show up for shift, then you haven't really got a second port of call. Whereas with using an agent, if we get like people are people at the end of the day, chefs are chefs, everyone has things that happen in the day. If they ring in sick, or if they have an emergency, then we are straight on it looking at all of our other chefs that are available, and to get the right chef to cover. Now obviously, I know you might have some chef ongoing for a couple of weeks through us, but ultimately you still have customers to get fed. So the last thing you want is no one to turn up to feed your customers or to feed your residents, depending on your establishment. So that would be, I would say, the benefit of using an agent is that we take all of that stress away from you, rather than you having to do it all by yourself. And hopefully that answers your question with regards to relief and temp. Thank you.